many people, the holiday season means a time of both joy and stress. But for those dealing with alcohol and drug abuse tendencies, the stress of the holidays can be overwhelming. And joining us now is Annie Park and Sarah Shub from AdCare with more on coping with holiday stress. What makes the holidays so stressful for people?
Well, in addition to trying to stay sober a lot of times, there's the usual stressors that most people face. The added increase on their financial situation, trying to please their families and their friends, all the holiday parties that oftentimes come up, trying to stretch their budgets, and for a lot of people, they don't have a lot of money these days.
That's true, it is tough. It's that time of the year where you're intermingling with family and friends. But yeah, I never even thought about that too. You're spending much above what you normally spend because you feel like you have to get everybody gifts all the time, and that's a stress. And yeah, there's also all these holiday parties that happen, and oftentimes there's drinking and drugs involved at those holiday parties. What are your tips for people to stay safe at this time of year when it comes to holiday parties?
Well, usually we recommend that people stay involved in the services that they're in. So if someone has a counselor and they want, or if they're in a group, we often recommend that they throw out these ideas to their therapist, to their support group. But when you're actually in the situation, we recommend making sure that your cell phone is fully charged in case you need to run outside and make that phone call. We recommend that you have 3 supports and have their phone numbers handy so that if you need to take a break, you can go outside, call them. We do also recommend bringing literature, maybe a supportive literature that you can bring with you, pack it in your purse. But those are some tips that we recommend. And
a great idea too is, as you were saying earlier, don't go to the party. There's no need to put yourself in situations that could potentially be harmful if you can in any way avoid them.
Yeah, and that's a difficult thing for people a lot of times because for many people, their family traditions, their work parties, and they feel like they have to. But when you're trying to balance that out with, well, this is my recovery, these are high-risk situations, it can be very difficult for people. So, sometimes we'll say, well, if you can, bring somebody sober with you.
Great idea.
Maybe somebody that is in your support network. Tell people ahead of time, I'm not going to be able to stay a long time. This is a high-risk situation for me. Or I'm trying to stay sober now. I can't come this year, maybe next year. Sometimes we encourage people to bring 2 cars if they're going to be going with their families.
That's true, because you want to have that out just in case you need it, because you're right, this time of the year with all that stress, people are driven to do a lot of things, and you don't want that to get in the way of your recovery.
Right.
Also, another tool is telling someone who is hosting the party that you aren't drinking or aren't using, so please don't ask.
That's true too, but yeah, because a lot of times people, they're passing around the eggnog, and if you have a larger support group, if you have people who know that you want to stay sober, they don't offer you that eggnog, and they keep everything out of sight, out of mind.
We also recommend bringing your own non-alcoholic beverages to a party, keep it in your car. We also recommend sometimes bringing a little bit of cash in case you are stuck at a party and you need to call a cab.
Great idea. Now let's talk resources away from the party situation. This time of year, it's additionally trying for people. If they need help, obviously they can talk to you. Who else can they talk to in case they need to reach out to someone this time of year?
Well, they can always call our hospital in Worcester. There's always somebody there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if they need to talk to somebody. There's also the community support groups that have meetings that they conduct much more frequently during the holiday seasons.
And those are groups like Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. What do those groups do for people out there who maybe are thinking about starting their recovery process? And also, how do you interact with groups like those?
We are usually open on most holidays too, so if someone does want to call, we will answer. We run therapeutic groups like the intensive outpatient program, early recovery group, individual counseling at West Springfield site. The hospital is the detox in Worcester, but the community supports, we do offer flyers for those community events so people know how to get them. We will help you get directions there if you need to know how to get there.
So you're working in concert with a lot of these organizations to help people stay safe, especially this time of year.
Yes.
So if people are interested, if family members are maybe nervous about someone in their family, how can they get in contact with you, and what kind of services can they expect to receive?
They can call us. Our offices are open. Usually there's somebody there by 7:30, and there's somebody covering the phones till about 8 o'clock in the evening. We do offer family therapy. We do offer couples therapy. So, and that's a big part of our program, is to encourage the families to become involved in their families and our patients' treatment as well. But we will also just treat the family. Sometimes patients don't necessarily want to come in for treatment, but the family members can.
And the more information that the family has, the easier it is and the more successful treatment can be.
Absolutely.
So people,
Absolutely.
if you feel like you're in trouble, if you feel like someone in your family's in trouble, they can get in touch with you, give you a call, check you out on the website. And you're in West Springfield now. It's relatively new.
Yeah. We are. We're at 117 Park Avenue, which is just over the the North End Bridge.
Yes.
It's on the bus line. It's very centrally located.
Well, it's a tough time of year for everybody out there, so I'm glad that there's resources available for people who need a little help. It's a pleasure having you ladies here today.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you, and you can learn more about AdCare Hospital and the services they offer. Give them a call, 413-209-3124, or just visit adcare.com.